Welcome back to Kdramas Decoded, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode of your favorite K-drama. The episode begins immediately after the dramatic ending of episode 6. Tae-ju and Se-yeon have escaped No Man-hee's house, but before they can get away, Man-hee deliberately crashes his car into theirs. The violent collision leaves Se-yeon unconscious. As Tae-ju desperately tries to wake his wife, Man-hee launches another surprise attack from behind. The two men immediately begin fighting. Although Tae-ju manages to overpower the older man several times, Man-hee refuses to stay down. During the struggle, Tae-ju falls backwards onto a sharp tree branch, injuring himself badly and giving Man-hee the perfect opportunity to grab a heavy brick. He raises it above Tae-ju's head, ready to finish him once and for all. Se-yeon regains consciousness just in time to scream a warning. She rushes forward to stop Man-hee, but she's unable to overpower him. Just when it seems Tae-ju is about to die, police officers finally arrive at the scene and point their guns directly at Man-hee. Realizing he's trapped, Man-hee runs into the forest instead. The officers chase after him while Tae-ju is placed in handcuffs because, from the police's perspective, he still looks like the prime suspect in Se-yeon's disappearance. During the chase, one officer almost catches Man-hee. But Man-hee suddenly attacks him, knocking him unconscious before smashing a huge rock into him and escaping once again. Instead of fleeing the area completely, Man-hee secretly returns home. There, he discovers his wife Kyung-gi lying exactly where Se-yeon left her, after their violent confrontation in the previous episode. Unable to move because of her injuries, Kyung-gi tells her husband not to waste time trying to save her. She orders him to escape, while there's still a chance, and promises she'll buy him as much time as possible. Before the police enter the house, Kyung-gi quietly throws her mobile phone underneath the refrigerator, hiding what could be crucial evidence. Moments later, officers storm inside while Tae-ju, still wearing handcuffs, is brought to the property as part of the investigation. Meanwhile, Se-yeon wakes up at the hospital and immediately demands to know where her husband is. She tries to explain that Tae-ju isn't the kidnapper and that No Man-hee and Kyung-gi are responsible for everything. However, the officers tell her to focus on recovering first. Back at the house, Tae-ju examines Kyung-gi and quickly realizes the seriousness of her condition. He tells the police she already had an existing spinal disorder, and that the injuries she suffered have caused acute bleeding around the damaged area. Without emergency surgery, she may not survive. As investigators continue searching the house, Man-hee secretly destroys evidence by wiping the computers before quietly following the police convoy from a distance. The search also uncovers several disturbing items, including a massive hammer that could have been used during previous crimes. Everyone eventually arrives at the hospital. Se-yeon is admitted for treatment, while Kyung-gi is rushed inside under police guard. Man-hee watches everything from outside, carefully studying every movement. While reviewing Kyung-gi's medical records, Tae-ju makes a shocking discovery. She had already undergone an MRI at this very hospital months earlier. That means she has a history with the hospital long before these kidnappings began. Before Tae-ju has time to think further, Se-yeon's father arrives. Still furious with his son-in-law, he confronts both Tae-ju and the police. He questions the missing money and refuses to believe Tae-ju's explanation that it was only being used as bait to rescue Se-yeon. More importantly, he refuses to allow Tae-ju to operate on Kyung-gi inside his hospital. From his perspective, saving a dangerous criminal makes no sense. Tae-ju disagrees completely. He explains that Kyung-gi is the only person who might reveal the truth behind the kidnappings. If she dies, the investigation could lose its most valuable witness forever. Just then, Se-yeon arrives. Despite everything that has happened between them, she begs her father to let Tae-ju perform the surgery. Faced with no better option, he reluctantly agrees. Inside the operating theater, Tae-ju prepares for one of the most emotionally difficult surgeries of his career. He's about to save the woman who helped torture and imprison his own wife. As the operation begins, memories of everything Man-hee and Kyung-gi did to Se-yeon flood his mind. He suddenly hesitates. His hands freeze. Even his father-in-law's earlier words echo inside his head, reminding him that accidents can happen during surgery. For a terrifying moment, it looks as though Tae-ju might lose control. But he quickly regains his focus. Pushing his emotions aside, he completes the operation successfully and saves Kyungi's life. Outside, the police, Si-yeon and her father watch anxiously until Tae-ju finally emerges. However, his victory is short-lived. The police reveal they searched the car, but couldn't find the missing money Tae-ju claimed to have used during the rescue. With no evidence supporting his story, suspicion falls straight back onto him. Tae-ju is arrested once again. At the police station, detectives question him relentlessly. He explains how Lee Seo-hyung helped him locate Si-yeon and insists every decision he made was to rescue his wife. But the officers remain unconvinced. To them, the missing money raises too many unanswered questions. Eventually, Tae-ju is placed inside a holding cell while the investigation continues. Just when it seems the episode is over, one final twist changes everything. Back at the hospital, Man-hee secretly attacks another man while moving through the building unnoticed. At the same time, a doctor named Ha Jiang-soo quietly enters Kyungi's hospital room carrying potassium chloride. He prepares to inject it directly into her. If successful, it would kill her while making the death appear natural. But before he can inject the drug, Tae-ju suddenly walks into the room and grabs it from his hand. The confrontation immediately exposes something much bigger than anyone expected. Tae-ju reveals he already knew Kyungi had previously been treated at this hospital. That discovery led him to suspect that Ha Jiang-soo wasn't acting alone. He accuses the doctor of being part of a much larger conspiracy. Even more shocking, Tae-ju believes Ha Jiang-soo isn't the mastermind at all. Instead, he realizes someone far more powerful has been pulling the strings from the very beginning. The episode ends by strongly hinting that the true mastermind behind the kidnappings may actually be Si-yeon's own father, leaving viewers with the biggest mystery of the series so far. If that's true, then everything Tae-ju and Si-yeon believed about this case is about to be turned completely upside down.